Was it a ball or was it a strike? It doesn't matter because USA is playing Venezuela tonight in just a few hours, and we're back here. The squad is back. And kind of revamping a little bit and enjoying the sports that is to come. Everyone keeps talking about when football ends that there's nothing to watch. Well, that's just because you're being ignorant and you're not looking, right? There's great golf on. There's great U.S. Olympic hockey, Olympics in just general. You have spring training. You have golf. You have NBA and NHL playoffs coming right around the corner. So if you say there's nothing to watch in sports, I think you're just being ignorant to the fact that you're just a football lover, and that's okay. So take the off season like the rest of them and go to Cancun. But so
you can't go for 9 months. You'll be good.
As we talk about,
speaking of going to Cancun, you have a trip coming up, don't you?
No.
So you're going on a trip?
No.
Yeah, and your favorite
I'm going to the Bahamas here in 2 days. So my white ass is going to be.
You're going to try a little conch.
I'm going to look like you when I come back.
Try a little conch when you're down there?
I would genuinely love to see you look like him. I want to see if you can get to that.
First of all, there would be a layer of red that has to get purple to then go to brown. So that might be a little painful to get from the purple to the brown.
What do you mean we don't look like right now?
Yeah.
I mean, we fight like we're twins, right?
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
But yes, it is. I'm going on a vacation here, much needed in 2 days, and I'm looking forward to it. Of course, it's like ironic because like, we were talking about it, and they were like, "Oh shit, it's the first weekend of March Madness. It's in Tampa Bay, and then you have obviously the World Baseball Classic right around the corner. So it's like." Oh, and the Valspars this weekend in Tampa. So I was like, 3 events I would have went to this weekend. And I'm going on vacation. But no, it's going to be a great time. Looking forward to it. But I did get out and play golf this weekend. And
you shot a 96.
93.
Oh, almost.
93. So I got to get back out to. I miss playing, but the problem is a lot of these places they charge so damn much for not having good greens or not having good opportunities. But
are they just drying the greens out because of the water shortage right now? The greens are just too hard.
No, a lot of times, like what they'll do for like courses is they'll just take their man-made ponds and they'll just empty them.
Yeah,
because it's not like they're taking water from anything. It's their own pond that they make. So take that and then reuse the water back into the course. So, it rained like no tomorrow this past weekend. I was telling Tina that, you go away and then it's like rain central all weekend long. So, but what's been going on with you? I mean, you got your team's championships this past week.
Yeah. I'll be finally getting a weekend off. The team did great. And so I haven't been able to think about doing anything else but being on a pool deck. And I finally get to go to the beach. I'll be on the East Coast for a couple of days. And then, thanks to my awesome brother-in-law and his kids, my nephews who love the Gators so much, I'll be going to the first round games on Sunday. So I don't know what time we're going to. I know we're trying to catch the Gators. Rumor is I might have a Gators shirt on. Who knows?
Oh, no.
Oh, Nico's got to send us a pic of that.
Just for the sake of supporting the boys, it's the first time in my life I ever considered it, but I figure as a courtesy for the gift of thanks for saying, thank you so much for getting me a ticket, I'll throw on something Gators for you guys.
So let me get this straight.
Yeah.
You're going to the Bahamas, might get sunburned, and they're going to have to peel. Yeah. And your skin's going to start peeling because you're having to wear a Gator shirt.
I'm wearing a poisonous shirt, and it might just burn through my skin.
I don't want to join in on that, guys.
What's your fun this weekend, bro? You got to have something going on.
Pacing nonstop about North Carolina.
I mean, yeah. Usually, I think that'll.
Uber Davis.
That's a full-time position. Is worrying about North Carolina. No, I'm excited for the games this weekend. I'm going to be, watching a lot of the games. I'm excited for the WBC. Hopefully, I'll catch some spring training games too. Maybe I'll go catch a Yankee spring training game at Steinbrenner.
Don't talk about it, just do it.
Don't talk about it, be about it.
I mean, maybe if they lower the prices.
Since you are very worried about North Carolina, do you guys know the two matchups right now that are the most predicted upsets of double seeds right now?
Isn't USF?
No, USF is ranked third right now. 60% rate.
Is one of them? I saw it earlier today. Is one of them the High Point Wisconsin matchup?
No. I would think because Wisconsin just played Michigan so well, a lot of people flipped back to Wisconsin as the 5 that probably won't go out. It's actually Kentucky. Santa Clara over Kentucky.
Well, you've been saying that
So
all year.
80% of a lot of the predictions have Santa Clara going through.
Is it VCU over North Carolina?
70% have VCU over North Carolina because of the injury problems.
Yeah.
And then
That's-
USF over Louisville is 60% of a lot of the predicted brackets have them winning that game. So
right now we have UMBC playing Howard. It feels like UMBC and Howard are always in this playing game.
always. I swear.
And then Texas and NC State are always in the playing game at the 11 seed. Like, it's the same runaround teams where they're just like, you think they're like, no one else is allowed in these playing games but us. Get the hell out of here.
Reserved for these two schools. Speaking of reserved
Four.
for a school, we don't have to face the tough task of talking about how much the committee messed up. They do give Miami of Ohio a play-in opportunity. Fair or not?
No. It's not fair because the fact that you win 31 games, and I've been griping about this since I was in college covering Bonaventure, and the fact that you're going to sit here and tell me that 31 games in the MAC, oh yeah, it doesn't mean as much. That's ridiculous. Like 31 games win.
But isn't college basketball way you have to have the most proven grounds of quality wins ever since they made the quadrant one win?
Yeah, which is bullshit. It's bullshit because
you're standard though, right?
But like you're not. So give them the 10 seed. You don't have to give them a playing game. Put them in the tournament.
No quality wins in any quads because they played such a weak schedule.
I don't think that should matter because you won 31 games.
Yeah. Like there's a certain point.
So what happens if they win their conference championship? Does that mean that they still get a playing game? Is this why they're punishing them?
No, I think they would have ended up being a 10 seed. What's incredible to me
They should have been a 7 seed at worst, not a 10 seed.
I don't think they would have gotten the benefit of the doubt for that.
That's just out of the top 25, right?
It's what's incredible for me about it is they said this after they revealed all the teams. Not only is Miami of Ohio, a play-in, one of the first 4, but they were the very last of the last 4 in, which means like if, for example, Dayton, I think this is the example. If Dayton wins the A10, if they win the A10 championship, VCU would have gotten in over them and they would have kicked Miami of Ohio out.
But that's ridiculous to me. Like
Exactly.
I don't care what quad or whatever, winning 31 games in college basketball and keeping that pace throughout the entire year and only having one loss, and that one loss coming in a meaningless conference tournament win or loss is absolutely ridiculous.
But is it meaningless in the smaller conferences? Doesn't the tournament mean everything?
Not if you win 31 games.
Yeah, but it still means something about like you knew that. Okay, this was a.
They don't get the chances to play a quad 1, quad 2 games. Like,
that's what I mean.
They're not going to schedule.
It's
them.
a miracle season in terms of you running the table. But every team knows from the smaller conferences this is our way into the tournament, right? It's the gimme of the smaller conferences.
Right, but I'm sure to John's point, I'm sure Miami of Ohio would have played better teams if those better teams wanted to play them. And it's actually a testament to Miami of Ohio that other teams don't want to play them because they know they could catch them.
And how many years do we look at the tournament, we see a team like this, and all of a sudden they end up in the Elite Eight, and we're saying, oh, well, they weren't as good as... Like, right. We're looking at teams like that, and it's like, would the Dayton team with Obi Toppin, if they would have had to play if they lost in the A10 tournament, do they not deserve to be there? Like, it's just crazy to me to even think that, a team with 31-1 has to be sitting there on the edge of their seat on Selection Sunday just because you didn't win your conference tournament.
That's when you realize that it does favor TV ratings because you have a player like Obi Toppin who's nationally recognized. You want him on the big stage. So there are more decisions outside of the standards that they're saying because they want the best players there. And I'll tell you what, that matchup against SMU is a tough matchup. SMU has an NBA-ready point guard who can take the game over at any time. They played tough schedule all year long. They really have played a tough schedule. So I don't like the fact that they put them up against SMU. I thought, give them a situation where maybe you're not putting them against a team that can run away with it. Given that they're weak at that point guard position and they know that, I just think that matchup sucks for them. And I would have felt better about them having a different matchup.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the entirety of the tournament, I mean, there's a lot of upsets that could possibly happen here. And, I mean, Missouri could upset Miami. Miami's been a sneaky team all year. Kennesaw State's playing with a lot of pride ever since making the second time making the tournament.
UCLA's playing great right now. I don't know.
Since Amir Rahim, is it Amir Rahim?
Amir Abdur-Rahim.
Amir Abdur-Rahim passed away. So there's a lot of great matchups going in. I mean, South Florida is a favorite against Louisville.
I think that they can actually make a deep run because I don't believe in UConn or UCLA on that side of the bracket.
And outside of UNC, USF is the team that I'm going to be rooting for the most, mostly because I don't know if you guys heard, but I think John and I talked about it. So funny. Their head coach is from Olean, which is where St. Bonaventure is, where we went. His dad, because his dad has dementia and therefore has trouble traveling, his dad's never seen him coach live in person, and they got put in Buffalo to start the tournament. So his dad's going to get to go watch him coach.
Awesome, man. What a great story.
Outside of basketball, the grander scheme of things, that's got to be my favorite story going into the tournament is just, even if it's one game, just the fact that gets to happen. I will say this bold prediction right now. I'm not 100% on which I think it's going to be, but I think the national champion's coming out of the Big 12.
Interesting.
Whether
Joe
it be
Lunardi kind of lean that way too.
Whether it's Arizona, Houston, Iowa State,
I don't think Houston has a national championship roster.
You don't think so?
No. I think last year was their chance. Last year was definitely their shot.
This team's supposed to be better than last year.
They haven't played that way.
Mike's such a sentimental guy. He loves his sentimental stories.
That's a great story, though. Mm-hmm. So last year, we know it was all chalk, right? Like, first time in, 16 years or something? It was all chalk in the Final Four. Have you guys done a bracket? Are you all chalk in your Final Four?
I haven't done my bracket. I don't do my bracket until after the playing games.
Okay.
And that's the other thing, too, right? They say these teams are in the playing game and they're in the NCAA tournament. But they're really not because – you can stop filling out your bracket. Start the end date is Thursday at 12, so you can fill out your bracket all the way until then. Yep. So I like to watch these first 4 games, and then see what team is playing good because there was a team. Who was it?
Virginia.
It's UMBC.
UMBC.
This is they hadn't been back to the tournament until now.
I'll tell you that one side of the bracket, I don't want to just talk up, this Miami Ohio team this entire show. The hardest part of this bracket is definitely Duke. They got the hardest route. They have the hardest route. They got to play either Ohio State or TCU next, and those are 2 teams that Ohio State took Michigan pretty much to the wire every single time. TCU is a sleeper team in the Big 12. St. John's, Kansas, Louisville, and South Florida, Michigan State, and UCLA. And then you have UConn as well.
Yeah, no, that bracket, it looks like a blue blood bracket, but when you look at the depth of that bracket, I don't think it's as good as if you go into this bracket on this side here because Purdue is playing really sneaky good basketball.
The West you're referring to.
The West side. Arizona might be the best team. Okay, Wisconsin has played great basketball down the stretch.
He's pointing like
all right, sorry, the West side. Arkansas just won the SEC. BYU might have the best player in the country. If you go down on this side of the bracket, Gonzaga has the kind of team that could win, and then Miami is a sneaky team this year. I feel like the West has more teams that could step up and win as opposed to because of the name of the team, it looks tough on that side with Duke.
Well, I think personally, the game I'm looking forward to.
Nebraska Troy should be a good one. I think that's the
Purdue and Queens. That's my upset of the tournament. That's going to be
Queens is going to beat Purdue.
No chance.
Yeah,
no.
I would genuinely love to see it. I'm personally, for my team's sake, I'm not looking forward to our first game in the sense of when it was such an up and down thing. I was like, oh, sweet. They gave us a 6 seed. I was worried that we were going to get a 7 or 8 maybe just because we didn't end the season well and no Caleb.
Here's VCU.
And then, right. And it's we'll play the 11 seed, VCU Rams. And I'm like, oh, come on.
Thanks for that one, guys.
Yeah, right?
Well, as we shift one championship to another, we have the WBC World Baseball Classic final tonight, where USA is on a tear in sports right now.
USA. Really? Just gonna leave me hanging?
Venezolano.
I wish it was Italy. I wanted the rematch, honestly.
Yeah, USA has a tough feat right now. They got a pitcher that struggled in his first start, but they're the only team in this entire tournament that has been sending guys up and down throughout the entire tournament. And I'm kind of tired of it, and I know why a lot of people are against them now because of that. And they're allowing this and allowing teams. Look, if you sign up, your team should know, this is what we're doing for 2 weeks. Understand, why wouldn't you want your pitchers to go up there? And
what other tournament allows that? Well, I'll just replace my whole team. To me, that doesn't.
They do it. Some tournaments do it in pool play, but once you get to the
Championship
quarterfinals, semifinals,
knockout.
That ends. You're got to put your playoff roster there. So I don't know why they're doing this. I get it. Baseball is all like mental with throwing and the pitchers and their arms and getting cold. But it's like this is the best competition you're going to face the entire season, pretty much.
Is it because they're hosting the Olympics? It doesn't matter if they lose; they have to be there. That they allowed this. Like, was there a different standard?
No, because not all these teams are going to be in the Olympics.
That's
like
why
they even said
gets an automatic bid because
they're hosting, but they said it that Mexico, because Mexico lost,
Yeah.
that they're not going to be participants in the Olympics because they only took 6 teams out of this tournament.
Yeah, now they have to re-qualify at a different tournament.
They're done.
No,
they said that after the game. They said after the game, Mexico was eliminated.
They're eliminated from qualifying from the Olympics. They said at the beginning of the tournament, there's another like Pan American tournament that certain teams can qualify.
From what it was said, this was it. Like for the teams in this tournament, this was like the final qualifier for that tournament. And that's what I heard in the Italy and Mexico game. That
Are
like
they just going with 8 teams, like an A and a B pool? Is that it?
That'd be weird.
Well, it can't be too long. It can't be too drawn out. It has
It's
to
only
be
2
completed
weeks.
within 10 days. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I think this tournament's been great. I love baseball, so I'm enjoying I've been watching every pitch, and I like watching it when it's up in my monitors when I'm working. It's sitting right here. I got to watch from 8 a.m. pretty much till 9 p.m.
Watch sports when he works. Don't listen to that. You gotta do that.
No, but it's nice to sit there and have games on instead of listening to Stephen A. Smith and Mike Greenberg talk all the time. So USA looks good. I mean, the team is stacked as normal, and the guys that you don't expect to do things are doing big things, like Gunnar Henderson and Roman Anthony are hitting the shit out of the ball. Judge and Bryce are kind of struggling, but they'll put it together.
Let me clear the air for a little bit.
Oh, no.
Here. My voice, the voice of sports.
I don't even know what you're doing right now.
I don't understand.
he's trying to be Stephen A.
I just don't. Look at how you're dressed. And you want to talk about not looking at me on TV. Man, get out of here.
I love how that's where he goes to everybody. Like he just immediately goes.
Look at what you went.
Bro, your hairline's been moving back every year for the past.
Now lean back.
Like I don't care that how much money you have. I love how like the memes, like when he's like walking in basketball arenas, or like he looks like one of those players that's walking in like he's about to drop 30.
Well, don't forget he did used to play. He won't let anyone forget it.
So like getting into the tournament, why haven't you watched?
I really just haven't had an opportunity to watch the game, to be honest.
Why haven't you watched? Well,
the games have been playing when I'm still on pool deck, and I did have an opportunity to watch the end of the DR USA game. That was highly entertaining. It was your favorite type of matchup. It was a pitcher's duel, and 3 guys had a good swing on the bat, and that was pretty much the brunt of all the runs scored in that game.
No, 2-1. That was. I would have think that you would have liked that.
No, I said that's your favorite type of game.
But you would have liked that game too.
I did. I liked the end of the game. I watched from the 7th on. I watched the last 3 innings
because it wasn't just a pitcher's duel. It was. There's 15 hits total in the game. Oh no, 16 hits total in the game.
I realized afterwards that they fielded really well, and obviously that throw by Judge was freaking phenomenal to keep them at bay without moving ahead. So,
that's what I'm saying is a lot of people keep saying that game was boring and stuff like that. Then you really just don't like sports because it had everything that everyone wanted. It had 3 home runs in the game.
He's calling
16 hits. It had great pitching matchups. It had good defense.
You hate sports if you don't.
No, but like
you hate sports. Are you listening to me right now?
He never lets me talk ever.
I was like, this is my talk, by the way.
No, but like you had everything you could imagine. Great defensive plays. You had home runs. You had great pitching duels. You had close calls. You just had everything you could have wanted. And for people to be like, oh, well, that was a ball at the end. Yes, it was a ball at the end. But he was calling that pitch the entire night. So it wasn't like he was inconsistent. He was very consistent in his calls the entire night. Was it right? No, but he was consistent. So anything close to the plate, you have to swing the bat. 3-2, bottom of the 9.
Yeah, I get that.
Ninth inning, swing the bat, dude.
Listen, what I liked about the matchup was they strategized really well. when the meat of the order came up for the DR by the top or bottom of the seventh, the 1, 2, 3, 9 pitches, get out of there. That just deflated them at that point. I figured they needed to rally right there. You could tell the energy kind of got sucked out of a team that was averaging 10 runs a game going into that game, really having a lot of fun, looking like little league kids out there. I love their energy as a team. That's why I was kind of hoping they would go through. But politics aside, Mikey, how much does this game mean to Venezuela tonight?
This means, I think, the world to Venezuela because they're not, even though they've been producing a lot of great baseball players to the major leagues for years. They're never. I don't really think they're ever looked at as a top, baseball country, a baseball producing country, because you look at obviously the U.S., Japan, Cuba, DR, even Puerto Rico. Like those are names just off the bat that are always, I think, above Venezuela on the list. So if they can win this game tonight. Obviously, as an American, hoping that they don't, I would like USA to win. But if they can win tonight, I think that's a big thing for not only them going into this season, all of their players, but also in 2 years going into the Olympics, where are they the favorite, considering a lot of their guys are pretty young. So I think it's huge for them. It's huge for the U.S. too, and I think they're going to play like it. This is going to be a World Series. Even greater than World Series, as Judge says.
If we can get that Game 7 energy.
Well, not to mention the last time that the USA played, all that beside, he likes to romanticize everything and whatnot. But it's clear cut. Venezuela had the USA against the ropes last time in the World Baseball Classic, and Trey Turner pretty much sent the USA to the championship game. So Venezuela has a lot of animosity. That a lot of these guys are on that team, so they're like, "Fuck this." Sorry, Mikey. It's okay.
Look at this. It's Michael right here. Michael Garcia on TV.
I don't think it means anything other than they understand what it felt like last time. They were up in the game, late in the game. Trey Turner comes up and hits a nuke to left field. And he basically just says, hey, we won the game. So Venezuela's going to come in and remember that. Remember that feeling of, damn, we were this close. And that Venezuela team could have beat Japan. That Japan team could have been beaten by them. So I don't know. I mean, I think USA has a lot of holes right now in the lineup. They don't have their best closer. They don't have their best pitcher. They're pretty much skinny in the bullpen right now because they've thrown a lot of guys over the last 5 or 6 days. And probably a lot of these MLB teams are saying, we don't want him throwing. We don't want him throwing. Like Mason Miller is not throwing tonight. He's the guy that threw over 102 miles an hour every single time he threw a pitch. So
if you're from Venezuela and you're having a party and you're making out a pass, get ready to celebrate is what my guy's saying here.
No.
USA has some.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying there's a lot of. You asked the question of, does this game mean something to Venezuela? I think it means something to them, just clear cut because they lost last time. So
it means more to them. Is what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were this close, and they were like, damn, we could have done it last time. So
I think anytime you could upset the home team too, you gotta feel jazzed about that, right? Like you want to play spoiler.
Exactly.
My thing is, there are a lot of international plays, and there's a lot of international games going on over the last, that's kind of been really cool to see, just these big-time athletes perform, and you see them put on their countries, and what I enjoy is the World Baseball Classic is seeing, like what Mike was saying, and now I'm going to be Mr. Softy, is seeing, the hype in the crowd. Like, the DR crowd is probably one of my favorite crowds because they just, it's party. Venezuela, same thing. Yeah. You see one dude in the crowd, he has a girl up in his arm. He's like, it was hilarious last 2 nights ago. So it's just an overall feel. Like, you see all, the culture come out into, and you don't see that as much in the Olympics. And I think that's what difference with these, side tournaments is you're not going to see that type of feel in the Olympics. You're going to see that here. You're going to see a lot more pride, a lot more fandom. You're not going to be able to, I don't know. It's really cool to see to me. But, as someone that played at a high level in that type of feel, what did you like? Olympic play or kind of like these, I guess, sub meets they would be?
I kind of like this level because when you get to the Olympics at that point, there's a lot of players by that point in the season. They're not as fresh, they're injured, right? You don't know who you're gonna get. We're seeing fresh guys right now, right? They might not be in form. I think the timing works out best for a tournament like this. But anything where national pride can come to the forefront, where you can really see players putting a little more into it because it means something a little bit more. That's what really gets me jazzed. I feel like when a player's out there knowing that, hey, my arm or, I might not be in season form, but I'm giving everything I have right now. Even if I sustain a little injury and I'm sidelined for a little while, I'm doing it all for my country. That's the kind of energy I want on any playing field. So I take, I'll take this. Now, look at Skeens up there, giving them a little preview of what's about to go down.
Like a lot of people said, should he have pitched last game? And yeah, he had to. Mm-hmm. That was the lineup he needed to face to be able to move on, to get by. I don't know, who's the guy? Nolan McLennan?
Nolan McLean from the Mets.
So hopefully he's not have any Met pride as of yet. So
hey, the Mets always play great to start the year, so
stop it.
Then it goes downhill.
Yeah,
you guys know that. Everybody talks about the Mets might go to and not so fast come June.
I'm hoping that's not now. But some exciting news out of the NBA. Did you hear about your Seattle Supersonics?
I did hear about some expansion plans, and I was up off the couch last night, baby.
Congrats to the NBA. You have your first donor of $24 billion coming from this guy. Jamie will be donating $24 billion.
$24 billion bottle caps.
Bottle caps.
You do what you want.
So that's
there. You go.
Well,
off of my soda collection.
They're saying one of the questions was coming up, and I thought it was pretty interesting on Get Up this morning. They were talking about, would this eliminate tanking? Because now you're adding 2 more teams, and I don't really understand that too much. Can you explain why it would stop tanking?
No, I don't see why expansion would mean let's stop tanking, because the whole idea of tanking is to have the best chance of winning the lottery. So expansion teams, to me, don't prevent that from being the case.
Yeah.
I think what they're basically saying here is because we're adding more teams in there, maybe we can now use this as an opportunity to say the league is now at this many teams. Maybe we look at the lottery system a little bit different. Like I love the idea of much more, as soon as you get eliminated with X games to go, then you make it almost like a tournament of eliminated teams, where the best record in those last X amount of games gets the highest opportunity, because you have to play your way to saying, I earned the right to have more balls in there to have a better probability of winning that number 1 pick. So I would love to see that become a thing, because then the fans have a reason to go to those games. They're not going to bench everybody and play freaking guys.
Well, do they though? Because the price of tickets are not going to make you want to go to games.
I mean, a lot less when you know that the starters are playing for 6 minutes.
Yeah, I mean that's been the biggest gripe. I don't know if tanking is ever going to stop, just because that is kind of what the NBA organizations are. I mean, you see a lot of the guys will go down and they'll be like, "Oh, well, this guy stubbed his toe," and it just goes to show it's like there isn't tanking in NHL, right? And that's why I think the NHL is one of the greatest sports in the world, because these guys go out. Look at Jack Hughes; he took a freaking stick from Tom Wilson to the face. Mm-hmm. Went and scored the game-winning goal and was back on the ice the next night for New Jersey. So it drives me nuts to see these guys I feel like the passion for your sport isn't there. And that's why I think hockey is one of the greatest sports, because you see the passion in these players.
But we've known that. Like, Mikey, don't you think so as well? As all the sports where you see the passion fade the fastest, isn't it the NBA?
Absolutely. I think
which is wild to me.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Because they have the shorter contracts with not a lot. I mean, yeah, you have guaranteed, but it's shorter contracts, and it's not allowing. So I can understand why you lose care if you sign a 10-year deal, but if you have a 2-year deal, I know I've never had it, but it's, from what I've seen from all these superstars, it's easy to go through $25 million.
So I think it's more about this unspoken brotherhood as an NFL and an NHL player that's not in the NBA.
No.
They're very backstabbing.
Not anymore.
It's become a very backstabbing culture as of late.
But was it really ever? Because, like, look at Kobe, and we talk about Kobe and Scotty, and yeah, were they great teammates and everything? But a lot of people, not Kobe and Scotty, Michael and Scotty. Yeah.
Kobe and Shaq, same thing.
I mean, Kobe and Shaq. I mean, has it ever really been this, like, brotherhood. I think what it is, it's more you're more dapping people up and from the other team.
Yeah. I feel like teams like Detroit and the Spurs did stick to each other and have their brotherhood, where it's like, we ain't really about this business of everybody's our friends. Like, we want to go out there and win.
You see that, by the way?
What was that?
The USA team wearing
They came in wearing the hockey jerseys.
So
Nice.
Fanatics sent them the authentic jerseys,
Wow.
the game worn jerseys of the USA team.
That's phenomenal.
To wear into the game. So that's pretty cool, right? Yeah, so
That's pretty awesome.
But I just see the NBA, the expansion I love. I mean, I knew it was going to be 2 West Coast. I knew it was going to be Seattle. And I was hoping it would be, Vegas. But, like,
we talked about Vegas having to get
Vegas has the opportunity to because of the arena. But I don't know why they just don't want to have a team on the East Coast. Like, you could have one in Tampa. You could have one in Nashville. You could have one in, I was going to say Charlotte, but they have one.
Yeah.
You could have one in,
well, there's certain
Baltimore.
There's states I feel where it's like maybe it's time to introduce something like that. I don't know if someone like Alabama's ready for it with the resurgence of Alabama basketball. You have to look at like, will the market fit what the culture of the
But it's also,
is, right?
but it's also like person per capita. Like you're inevitable to get fans in these bigger cities.
I would say Baltimore is probably a good bid.
Baltimore, you got Nashville, you got Tampa. Tampa's got you can play right in the Lightning Arena until you build your own.
Yeah.
Or you build one next to the Rays and you make it a whole complex, which forces the Lightning to go move out that way. So they spark a deal. They lose that arena downtown. I mean, I don't know if they would.
There's so much value around that property right now in that channel.
What miss with Tampa though is them not having like a sports complex. I keep saying that the teams that have the sports complex are the teams I want to visit. Mm-hmm. And I know Philadelphia is one of them. Like, go Birds, but like I love their feel. You can go if you wanted to. You can catch a 1:00 baseball game in the fall. Then you can go watch an Eagles game at 4, and then at night you can go watch a freaking Flyers game if you want.
Schedule
I mean, it happens more than you think.
That's awesome.
So like that's where I say this is where you need to have that sports complex. And what is it doing? And you go ahead and put one of those lives in there. And man, it would just be a sweet feel in Tampa. It would fill every
Can you imagine they also got a Top Golf like somewhere in there too, and from the Top Golf you can like overlook like the stadium.
They wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that shit. Only apartments. Could you imagine like how much money they would lose?
Oh my god!
Go spend. Yeah. You just sit there playing Top Golf, watching a game.
Yeah.
But
a lot more fans would want to come. I think it's more for the fans that can't get in or can't afford. Right? You're still in the area because you want to bring people to what they're eventually building this little mega city around these stadiums. And you go in there and you spend as much money as you can in a 4, 5, 6 hour span because they have the restaurants. I think it's more going to pull away from the businesses surrounding it, right? So that's going to be a little bit of a catch for the moms and pops.
International Mall's loving this.
Yeah, International Mall's loving
my
this.
God, yes.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be... I mean, sometimes traffic down there, a lot of times traffic down there is bad to begin with, let alone when you put it all there. But it is going to be kind of the epicenter of sports in Tampa. And
they're going to need an extended huge.
The thing is like, I think they are 100. They're going to need a few. Mm-hmm. Like, they're going to need to kind of work out parking and stuff like that very carefully for that area.
Well, they get those Carvana robot ones. It's like, this park.
Well, I mean, that is the way of the future. It is, absolutely. But no, I think it's going to be very valuable. And I don't think it's going to necessarily take away from the Lightning because the Lightning have their own little, like, mini hub of that.
But it wouldn't take away from it because it's downtown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's only a 10-minute drive down Delman.
And they want development both places to keep.
And they want to keep building. And they're going to build. I think they're going to bring over the Rowdies at some point.
I heard that too.
Down in Ybor. Yeah. So they want to build. So I think the Lightning have secured their fan base, but also they're downtown. They have Sparkman Wharf down there. They have a lot of different things going for them already. That's been already huge. So what they need for the Rays is in the Bucks is that like you said, that epicenter of like sports and entertainment.
Shopping.
You could put a Tampa Bay Live there. The thing I was telling you about that is in Texas. Yeah. And it would literally be packed every single weekend.
I have no doubt.
I mean, I would be their first member. And
First man
Tina
in.
and I would live in the roof of it.
First one's in, last one's out.
Out. What do you mean out?
Just going up to the roof.
It's just-
You're not
I
in the
live
bar.
here. I live here.
This is mine now. But before we move on from expansion, Jay had brought this up to me at one point. With Vegas appearing to be the other site, because it's Seattle and probably Vegas. They really want one in Vegas, and then they're appeasing fans in Seattle. Real quick, what would you guys name the Vegas team?
Yeah, because Aces would have been perfect, right? But they can't take that name from the females. And are you going to associate it to something with gambling? So does it have to match the same kind of theme? So what would, if you had to name the Las Vegas new expansion team we predict and think is going to be in Las
Vegas Snake Eyes.
The Las Vegas Snake Eyes.
Ooh,
You know it's
that's,
Snake Eyes.
that's a pretty good one. I do not mind that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the snake might be pretty intimidating in what they could do with that. Have a big old cobra on the court or something.
I was waiting
With some dice.
what else can they do?
That's actually a very good start.
We're thinking more like ABA style, the Las Vegas Vipers. Like it has a good ring to it, so it's on the same snake kind of vibe.
But I was going to say, but if you're going to do snake, I would actually prefer snake.
And they put dice in the eyes of the
Exactly.
snake, right? Yeah, that's a good
Exactly.
idea. Look at John going 1 for 1.
Wow, might have just
right there in his first
might have
guess.
just capped
Might
the
have
whole
done-
discussion.
It's
What I do.
over, ladies.
It's over.
It's over.
Vince
What I
Carter.
do.
It's the snake eyes.
Vince Carter.
It's what I do.
I mean, I don't have anything better. Do you?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
The Seattle Supersonics.
Okay.
You can't get a name better than that, boy. So I don't care what your name is.
I don't know,
They're gonna-
Supersonics.
you know.
I'll be wearing ugly green everywhere you goddamn see me. I hope they bring the vintage yellows back. I don't care what color they bring back.
You know
will
they're-
now see me wearing my Supersonics gear. No fair on the show all day long. Bring it, boy. God, can we delay our trip to Seattle so I can go to their first game?
Well, it won't be until 28,
I'm
29.
kidding,
So,
I'm kidding.
We'll just have to make another one.
Yes, let's make another one.
so, yeah. So we got a great weekend of sports. I'm gonna be traveling. He's gonna be traveling, and Mike's not drinking Angry Orchard this week.
No.
That's for another day. So make sure you guys tune in to our socials. We'll be live. Thanks for all the content and engaging with us. We will talk back, as Trey Dace always says. So make sure you tune in. It's going to be a great game. USA all the way. Let's go. Let's get it. See ya.